I guess you'd be a lot.
Do you really?
Yeah.
What else do you get called? What nicknames?
Balaam.
Balaam?
Yeah, that's what the ladies call him.
Oh, all right. Then we won't. then we won't touch that one. First and foremost, another. What do we call it? You just went to Jacksonville.
Yeah. You have these
Film?
workouts, and you do whatever, and meet with the team, and they take a look at you. Just coming down the back end of the season, and see what happens. See what happens.
So it's really they want to make sure that you're in shape, you're still looking good if that time comes.
If that time comes, and they need to call on somebody for the playoffs or whatever the situation might be.
You ready to get back on the field, or
Oh yeah.
you ready to stay on the mic?
The mic is fun. The mic is fun.
Well, I told you when you went up there, I would much rather watch you play on Sunday.
Yeah.
I want you here, but I would much rather you play on Sunday.
Definitely.
All right, I got a vent.
Okay, yeah, let's hear it. 'Cause I got a couple things too.
And I know that you have a guest coming up, and we can talk World Cup. And again, hypocrites. I hate hypocrites.
Same.
It's driving me crazy. So, jump in when I'm wrong, okay? So everybody is saying about Brittany Griner that she's getting what she deserves. She knew she was in a foreign country. She broke the foreign country's laws. And what do you want from us? Is that basically what some people are saying?
Yes, some. I would say it's kind of split. I think a lot of people would say, like, oh, it's not fair, this, that, and another. But again, you broke the laws in somewhere else, and that's the punishment.
And it may not be fair, but you're in another country, you're breaking the laws.
Yeah.
But nobody's doing the same thing in regards to the World Cup.
Exactly.
So you even knew where I was going before I went there?
Yeah, no, it's the hypocrisy, just like the things that's been going on. Like there was a commentator, he's an ex-player, really, really famous player, and he took money to go to Qatar and commentate. And while he's there, he's saying the World Cup shouldn't be here, people, we shouldn't be here doing. I'm like, you took their money and went over there to go speak and to go commentate. They paid you a lot of money. And, what happened, there was another famous player, I want to say Roy Keane or something like that. They were like, hey, why did you come to Qatar? Why didn't you take a stand? He goes, I've been coming to the Middle East for 20 years. I have relationships here, I have businesses here. I'm not going to now pretend like I don't come here. Like, sure, you can speak on whatever you want to speak on as far as like the pay, workers' pay, and all these things like that. But he goes, the Queen of England and the royal family has ties to Qatar. They make money from Qatar. He goes, we get half our energy from England, as England as a country. We get half our energy from Qatar. And if everyone feels so strongly about it being in Qatar, why did you send your teams down there?
Well, and that's what I was going to say. I don't know if I try not to listen to news.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, 2 minutes before the show starts, we run the news at the station.
Yeah.
So they just ran some news that said Germany covered their mouths in a form of protest and said, and I quote, human rights are non-negotiable. Well, you're negotiating. You were going to wear the thing or the flag or whatever, and you chicken crapped out.
Yeah.
I get that you don't want to put your team already with the yellow card, in which the captains were going to get a yellow card if they did whatever. But then it's negotiable.
Yeah.
If it's non-negotiable, you're going to do it.
Yeah.
I guess
They should have been more focused on the game because they lost to Japan.
Yeah.
So they should have been worried about what they should have been worried about.
I guess there was a fan, I don't know where the fan was from, but he got held out of going into the arena because he was wearing a rainbow.
Yeah.
A rainbow over a soccer ball.
Soccer ball, yeah.
Now, people can say, and my son and I argue, you think Matt and I argue? My son and I argue all the time. And he was basically saying that that's not what it's saying. Well, that's what it's implying.
That is.
The soccer ball, the rainbow.
Because you gave something symbolism to mean something. And they said, hey, the president, we talked about this, I think, last week. The president said, hey, man, just respect our culture. Respect what we do here. And we don't want any problems with anybody. You want to do what you want to do. But don't come and start. And, he went and, he was a journalist, I think. And he went and lied and said, I got arrested and this, that, and the other. To make it seem bigger than what it was.
Right.
But I will say, for as much negativity as I've heard, I've seen a lot of positive, people saying that, these people are lovely. They've been really, really nice, really, really respectful. The only thing that they don't like is that you can't get beer.
Well, and what I've been told is that's not true either. You can get beer.
Not in the stadium.
Only, in the words of, I won't throw the person under the bus.
Yeah.
In the words of someone who told me this, only poor people can't get beer in the stadium. in the
okay.
suites,
Yeah,
and
okay.
there's beer in
Fair
there.
enough, fair enough.
And I was also told, and again, we don't do any research to verify. I guess certain people are allowed 2 drinks a day. And so it's all timing. So the smart, and even he said this, but even the smart person would go to wherever at 11:45, 11:50 at night. That way you're going to get 4.
Yeah.
You get 2, and then the next day starts and you get the other 2.
Because what's 2 drinks going to do? It's a waste of your time, basically.
Well, so here you get 4,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
But you're right. You're in another country. You know their rules. Whether you like it, I like it, we like it, they don't.
Yeah.
You know, so you have to abide by it. And people are now pissed that they're not abiding by it. But again, back to the Brittany Griner, they're all like, well, you should have known better. You were in the country. You should. That's hypocrites.
Yeah. And it's such a slippery slope when you want to become the moral police and say that, my values are better than your values, or what I think is better than what you think. Because then you get into this slippery slope where other people can point at you and like, well, you guys do this.
Right.
You think that's okay? Because we think it's wrong because our religion or our whatever says this, and then you can't get into that battle. You know, like everywhere needs help. Everywhere needs better thing. Like unemployment is at an all-time low here. People are starving. There's a homeless problem in California and Oregon and Austin. It's rampant. And so it's like, okay, where do you draw the line, right? So I just think that people should enjoy the games, respect people's culture, you know, like be exposed to people's culture. Because I'll tell you right now, Qatar is not the only country that has those laws.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So you're gonna alienate so many other people if you start talking to people this way and approaching things this way, and it's just going to create conflict that's unnecessary.
If you're in that country.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm okay with anybody wearing rainbows, saying what they want in this country, because we're allowed to.
Yes.
You're not allowed to there.
Yeah.
And when you get arrested, if you get arrested, don't come whining that you need help.
Exactly. Because you knew the laws.
I'm more interested in this whole, like, poor people in the stadium part, because that part of the world is people would just throw away Bugattis when they run out of gas. So,
Very true.
Who are these poor people you speak of, Randy Harris?
They're the ones that are only paying $3,000 a ticket, not 45,000. You want
to know something funny that I've seen? And it was, I want to say it was in Dubai. And so in Dubai, apparently, everybody has like a Rolls Royce and whatever it is, like especially the white people. They all have those cars. It doesn't mean anything. What means something,
even the poor people have them.
What means something is your license plate, right? So this guy's going through his collection. He goes, yeah, this cost me $500,000. This car cost me $1 million. That's nothing. This is the one I'm most proud of because my license plate is number 4. So the lower the number you get, the more expensive it is. So he said, this car cost me $500,000, but that license plate cost me $10 million.
Whoa.
He says the number 1 is reserved for like the sheik of the country, and he's the only one that has the number 1. But the lower the number you get, the more expensive it is. So he paid $10 million for a license plate. How about that?
That's pretty cool. I mean, but that means I got some value in that thing. I got numbers all over mine. Like,
I'm going to go try to figure out how I can
did
get a
you see that,
license plate
Randy?
with 1 on it.
Mine says 99 on it, like Warren Sapp. I could sell to Warren for $500 million.
I don't think that's.
A, that's not going to happen. B, if Warren doesn't just take it from you, I will and give it to Warren.
Warren's not in his prime anymore, so let's just keep it there.
I don't know.
And he's not going to catch the car. It's still attached to the vehicle.
It's
moving
ironic.
away.
It's ironic that you brought up Warren. Do we have time? We don't have time. So no, we're going to talk about it at the bottom of the hour. We have a guest coming up, and the setup that I have is phenomenal. So when we return, we have a guest. We're going to talk some more World Cup, maybe a little NFL, and then at the bottom of the hour, we will. I'm going to bring up the Warren since you just mentioned them. Coming to you live from Tournament de Pizza. This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by 8 Man Strong and Staff Son. We'll be right back.